As an entrepreneur, we always say that you have to get out of your comfort zone and try new things to get results. One of my challenges for the Kickstarter campaign of my manga Illustrated Fairytales was to distribute flyers to every mailbox in the city to attract a new audience. Initially, I wanted to order 500 flyers. But just when I was about to order, there was a promotion, like €5 more for 2,000 flyers. It sounded like a good deal, and I thought it would force me to go way beyond my comfort zone. And when you want big results, you have to go all in, so 2,000 flyers, here we go! Actually, this idea came to me because in my town there's this independent garage owner. Let's call him Super Garage for the sake of anonymity. In short, a Super Garage is the professional of unsolicited canvassing. Every week I get a business card on my car's window screen, and every week I get flyers in the letterbox. Every single car in the neighborhood gets flyered by him. And once there was even a supermarket where all the cars had gotten one of his flyers. So you get the idea. Super Garage is the undisputed master of cold calling. So I thought, take a hint, this veteran entrepreneur must know what he's doing. Putting a little flyer in letterboxes is easy and you never know who's interested. However, when I received my 2,000 flyers, I suddenly started to doubt my fabulous idea. Won't the neighbors think it's really weird if they see me running around through all their mailboxes? Anyways, I can just avoid that problem in the first place. Let's just get started in another town. So, there I am, an unknown stranger in this unknown street, standing by the first letterbox, armed with my flyers. I reach out to slip my piece of paper in, and the box doesn't open. Like, why? Why? I thought it was just a matter of opening the lid, but obviously not. Since there was a big window right next to the box, I didn't want to get noticed, so I'm super ninja and quickly go to the next house. And I cannot find the opening of the box. Like, seriously, do you have to lift the top? Is there a slot at the back or on the side? That was a big moment of loneliness where I felt very stupid. I didn't know that you actually need a master's degree to master the oh so great skill of opening mailboxes. And suddenly I also felt very illegal, like the shady girl who prowls around houses for weird reasons. On my next few outings, I totally became aware of all the art and mastery that Super Garage had acquired in all those years in order to carry out this noble task of placing his ads in people's letterboxes. There were those boxes that opened at the top, the ones you had to go around for a back opening, the ones with totally what the fuck exotic shapes where you don't even know if it's an actual box or a piece of art, the ones where you walk into people's property to get to the front door, the ones that are so old and rusty and squeak so much when you lift them that the whole population is warned, or the ones with the no ads sticker where it's a real case of conscience, because I have such a sticker myself at home, but I still get flyers thrown at me, so do I have the right to put it in a flyer or not? There were also those moments when I was about to put a flyer in a box that I had miraculously managed to open, and suddenly a neighbor would come out. I always felt totally caught in the act and quickly abandoned the whole row of houses to disappear down the next street, because in case I was asked the dreaded question of "What are you doing?", I was definitely not ready to proudly explain that I was creating a super cool manga about classical fairy tales. No! I was ready to run away and cry like, I'm so sorry, I'm not spying or vandalizing your mailbox, I really just want to put a flyer in there, but I know it's wrong to bother people with unsolicited ads. There was also this quiet little street where all the stars seemed to be aligned and I was finally able to distribute my flyers properly. But suddenly, in front of me, I see a dog. I slowed down so that I wouldn't pass the man and so he couldn't see I was that shady girl who was throwing her ads to the whole neighborhood. And of course the dog has to stop near a tree to you know? So I slow down even more, but the guy sees me and, like a perfect gentleman, he steps aside to clear the way and says with a big smile, "Go ahead, my lady." That's when I gave up. In the end, out of my 2000 flyers, I filled, let's be optimistic, maybe around 25 boxes. Honestly, I was even more relieved at the idea of throwing them into the bin rather than continuing to go door to door. Moral of the story, yes, if you want to get results as an artist or general creative entrepreneur, you need action, and it's great to test new ideas. But sometimes the ideas aren't always good, and it's alright to stick with what you know and what works already. I eventually distributed my flyers in the classic way, like I've always done. To my established clients, interested visitors at anime cons, bookstores that had an already interested audience to put the flyers on the counters, as I linked in the previous video. And yes, half of the flyers went into the trash because I felt uncomfortable going into mailboxes as planned. I definitely feel bad about wasting paper like this, but it taught me one thing. Cold canvassing through mailboxes is definitely not for me. While it may work wonders for Super Garage, it's also an important lesson for all the artists out there. Depending on our personality, our business model, we'll all have different methods that will lead us to success. What works for one person may not work for another, so most importantly, dare to bring your ideas to life, to see if it works for you and to adapt according to your needs. Anyways, this was the 100th video on this channel, which is so crazy, and it also concludes the series of videos on advertising. You'll find them in the description, as well as the video of the manga crowdfunding campaign to give you the whole context. If you like these animated videos, please let me know with a like and a comment. It helps the channel a lot and it makes me so happy considering all the work invested. If you'd also like to support this channel for more inspiration and artist tips, you can also read the Illustrated webcomic, buy the English ebook, the French manga release, or join me on Patron. Every support makes a big difference and helps me create more for and with you. Thanks so much for being here and for getting to this 100th video, and I hope to create many more. Thank you so much and see you soon!